This video is sponsored by Cake Wallet, the easiest open source wallet to store Bitcoin, Monero, and Litecoin securely on mobile and desktop devices. When buying, selling, and exchanging crypto or trading for gift cards, Cake Wallet ensures privacy and security, giving you the keys to your coins. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Daily Zest. I'm your host, Randi Hipper, here today on a lovely and lovely Thursday. We are almost at Friday. And I'm so excited because we've had a beautiful week, my friends, a beautiful week. Bitcoin is chilling. I have breaking news. So if you guys are ready for the Zest, the news, the education, then do me the pleasure of smashing the like, subscribing to the channel, and share the stream out with friends so more people know what's going on here. And as I say good morning to you, say good morning to me. And check out our 3 amazing sponsors of the show, which includes Cake Wallet, Market Cipher. Use code ZESTY for 15% off. Head over to Gemini. Trade $100 in crypto, get $15 in Bitcoin. Let's get it. I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. Also, guys, we have a goal of 150 likes, 150 live viewers. Yesterday, we absolutely crushed it. Hoping to do the same today. We have a goal of 17,325 subscribers, which is about 7 away. And I'm sure we could do it right now global on TikTok. Hello, my friends. Guys, smash the likes, give me a follow, share it out with friends. Let's get it. We have a lot to cover this morning. I want to say good morning to every single one of you beautiful individuals in the chat. So let's do that. We have my girl, Alexandra, the one and only Maji. Welcome. She's so beautiful. I love Alexandra. Right. We have, who else in the chat? Aquarian, All Set, Black Hat, Chris B from Canada. He said, how do I turn on the gifts? I think that's something you do in settings, or if someone drops memberships and you press the allow gift button and you should be fine. We have, who else in the chat? Hood, good morning. David Bowles, good morning. We got Kai. Good morning to you. Joe Harvey, good morning. Hi. We got... who else in the chat? It's so, like, the glare is all over my screen right now. That's crazy. Kev, good morning. Nice to see you over there on the X.coms. Oh, my gosh, such beautiful people. Right, Kenny M. from South Carolina. Welcome to the show, my friend. Welcome. Eddie Money, good morning. We got Lasers, Tyler, Casper, In the Moment. I love that name, In the Moment. Ivan Hernandez is in the chat. Silver Days. Nice to see ya. Oh my gosh. Auto Cough Cough, Crypto Farmers here, Sola Hefe, Yukio's on X, Patel is on X from Canada. Another Canadian. Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada. Who else we got? I might be losing my mind. Michael C., good morning. We have Bell Miner. Nice to see everyone. Crypto, Kurt, Chuck, yo, to you too. Yo. Romo Royale, I almost missed you there. Hello. Oh, Emma, missteencrypto. Emma says she loves Emma, meaning my sister. Ow. Aww. That is so cute. That's so cute. Emma's still sick. Not misstween. Emma, like my sister. Emma's still sick. My dad is like, he's aight. Right, Chuck? He's aight. And so we're focusing on their health right now. I got Emma a nice chicken nudie soup yesterday, and it was actually really good. I took a few spoonfuls of that before I gave it to her. Is that wrong? I don't know, but I did want to try it, so I did. And I had to approve it. You know, I had to do a little taste test before I gave it to the kid. You know what I mean? So it was actually really good. Hello, Evelyn over there from Kick. Welcome. Maureen is here. Hello, Maureen. Who else? I think I missed someone else. M2. Hi, M2. Emma's complaining in the chat that I won't hug her or give her attention. Emma's the neediest person I've ever met. But it's okay because I did give her attention. I gave her a lot of attention. I cooked this girl breakfast this morning. You would think that's okay, you know? I don't know. I don't know, right, Tyler? I don't know. All right, guys, we are going to get after it. And I do have news on the XRP stuff. I have news on everything. So I'm going to tell y'all my information. But first, we have to go through the market recap, right, Sawu? Over here, we see Hex, after it was pamping, is now retracing, down 11%. We got Caspa, that's down 7% as well. Pepe, down 3%, but Mog is picking up. Little Mog. Looking at Bitcoin this morning, we see that yesterday we tapped at 68K. However, we did not close above our 67.8 mark. 7, 67, 8 mark. Now, we are seeing today that we did tap our level, our critical level, where there is some selling pressure. However, seems like we're rejecting it slightly at the moment as we currently sit at $67,137.68. Now we have our redness down 0.68%. Our bullish level to watch, of course, is going to remain at the 67.8 mark. And even more bullish is the 69K mark, which was the highest daily candle close of, this was the 67.8 was the highest daily candle close of the last bull market, and the all-time high of the last bull market with the wick was around that 69K. So that is what we're watching for, and these are two immense levels that you have to take note of. And so the fact that we are facing selling pressure from, again, the highest daily candle close of November 2021, that's normal, and I feel like that's okay. But at the end of the day, do we want to pass it? Of course we do. We want to pass that. Bearish level to watch, like I said, is 64K. And the 200-day SMA, which lies at $63,311 at the moment. Looking at market Cipher, because it's so beautiful and indicative of what's happening, we have the VWAP that is sliding ever so slightly this morning, which again follows through with the fact that we are slightly in the red. We do have that green money flow, and that's okay. It's aight. She's chilling. Momentum is still bullish, which we enjoy. I always enjoy a bullish momentum, as we did almost approach this overbought level on the RSI, and I view it personally as a yummy thing, a yummy, delicious item, that we did not go into that overbought, and we stopped right about here and took a little bit of a retrace, again, showing some stability in Bitcoin price. I actually really do like that we had a nice move to the upside, passing this 200-day SMA, consistently closing above it for 3 days now. And so we're going to hope that we remain above that 200-day SMA for about a week. And the fact that we're not overbought yet means that we might still have some room to run on the bullish end of things. Again, that's just what I'm hoping for. We could always hope. We could always dream, my friends. Ideally, you want to break the all-time highs from 2021 and go to 71.5, which is the top of our range right here. Ethereum, $2,606, down 0.15%, ever so slightly in the red this morning, as we're teetering right here below this 2650 mark. And I'm telling y'all, like, this is a ridiculous amount of selling pressure. You saw it over here. You saw that when we had some stability, we moved on up. However, in the past, it exemplifies it as well, the selling pressure that we have had at this level of the 2650 mark. And so, yeah, that's really what we're watching for. Nothing changing. Oopsies, I dragged something. It's okay. So, bullish level to watch is the 2650. Again, a lot of selling pressure. Bullish level to watch is the 2770. Bearish is falling back to this around 2360, 2370 mark. Which, again, it seems like we've had some support here. Boom. Market Cipher. Really bullish momentum. Loving it right now. Green money flow finally staying that way and hopefully continues to increase as the VWAP is sliding this morning. Again, making sense as to why we are in the red. The RSI, my friends, is bullish and quite flat, which I would say is A-okay, my friends. She's A-okay. We've had some really nice moves with the RSI on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, I just hope for some stability. We could retrace a little bit, but I do hope to stay above at least the $2,300 level for Ethereum and staying above $64,000 Bitcoin. That is so important to my heart. It'll make me very warm and fluffy. Litecoin this morning, again, an ETF has been filed by Canary, which is from kind of a branch off of the Valkyrie train. Now, bullishly, we're watching for $73.89 as we're sitting again at $71.64, up 2.23%. And we see this quite often where we have that red with Bitcoin and we do have green with Litecoin. And it's kind of an inverse almost relationship, or it's kind of something that follows one another where sometimes Litecoin comes into the green and then Bitcoin would follow after. And we've seen that a lot in the past. Bullish level to watch, besides the $73 200-day SMA, is 75, and the bearish level to watch is $63 Litecoin. But I do see here on Market Cipher, which I kind of enjoy, that momentum is still kicking. Money flow's kicking, and we've had green money flow here since pretty much the end of September. So it's been a really nice October for Litecoin. Now, we do have that VWAP that is pulling back ever so slightly, but it seems like the price is really ignoring that because the RSI is kicking booty as well. Really nice push into the bullish end of things. Again, we do have these big jumps. It kind of worries me, although we did have a pullback on the RSI and bouncing straight up yet again. So we're going to hope for the best here and see that on the bullish end of things, we still have room to run for Litecoin. And so hopefully we maintain this price action, remain above $70 and head towards that 200-day SMA and the $75 mark. And optimistically, my friends, we want to pass that 200-day SMA and conquer $100 Litecoin, which again, I know is a little bit far away at the moment, but my heart wants it. And that's what I feel. So that's what I'm saying. I really want to target $100 Litecoin. It's a major psychological level. And people sleep, and then it'll probably wake them up. Oh my gosh, Miss Tween is so unhinged in the chat. She's so cute. Talking about Liz Ward. We have an 11-year-old in the chat talking about Liz Ward. See, this is what I'm saying, man. If you have a Miss Tween in the chat that's 11 years old that knows that Liz Warren is a complete disaster, then we have a lot of work to do in America. Thank you, Miss Tween. Thank you. Hello, Gary. Hello, Vitor. We see Briven. Nice to see you over there. Thank you for the love. I see a lot of you guys are commenting on the outfit today. I enjoy this one. I really do. But, there's no pockets, so that's my one issue. We'll do some ratings on this later and see how you guys feel about it. I haven't worn this in quite a minute. We just fell below the 67K mark. Darn. Darn it. Darn it, dude. Darn it, dude. All right, guys, we're going to keep going, my friends. We're going to keep going. Well, we have some market news because apparently people are upset about 68K Bitcoin. However, the open interest on CME Bitcoin futures hit an all-time high, and it is signaling some bullish zest. Bitcoin futures open interest on the CME has hit a new all-time high of $11.6 billion, which is 172,430 Bitcoin. On Tuesday, CoinDesk reported that the cash margin open interest reached a new all-time high, with the CME accounting for 40% of the total. Open interest refers to the number of open or active futures contracts at any given time. Well, in the past 5 days, the CME has seen an open interest ramp up by 25,125 Bitcoin. This is one of the highest levels recorded over a 5-day period in the recent years. Last time we saw a buildup like this was June of last year with 26,525 Bitcoin, which coincided with the BlackRock filing for a Bitcoin ETF. And that was when Bitcoin was around $30,000. Now, we're going to see a lot of bullishness in the market. People are saying this is because of the ETFs. I think it's just the inevitability of Bitcoin. And if you, when in doubt, zoom out on the charts, you understand where Bitcoin's going. And you know that we have had our 75 to 80+% retrace. And whenever that does happen, we do end up typically going back up and surpassing the previous all-time high, which we have done pre-halving. And that's why I say that I feel like the 4-year cycle is completely out the window. As we do have a lot of people like private wealth managers embracing crypto, and some foresee Bitcoin being $100,000 by the end of the year. Now, the end of the year is not far. I mean, it's the 10th month. We're in October. It's the 17th. So I'm telling y'all, the end of the year is not far, which is wild. I cannot believe that. I feel like time is flying by, my friends. Time is flying by. But do you guys believe that Bitcoin could really hit $100,000 by the end of the year? Put a 1 or a yes emoji or a 2 and a no emoji in chat. Let me know your thoughts. A growing number of Asia-based private wealth managers are entering the crypto market, with some forecasting Bitcoin hitting 100K by the year's end, according to Aspen Digital. Digital assets have emerged as an alternative investment class for private wealth in Asia, with 76% of family offices and high net worth individuals investing in crypto and 16% planning to do so in the future. It's a notable improvement from the previous study back in 22, where 58% had exposure to digital assets and 34% plan to invest. That is an egregious number. 76% of family offices and high net worth individuals investing in crypto. That is a lot of people, and it goes to show that people are starting to depart and opt out of the traditional system. You see globally that fiat currency is dying. You see that markets are imploding. Japan knows that best right now. And even the United States is having a lot of issues. We know there's other countries like Argentina that previously, I don't know the recent numbers, had triple-digit inflation. That is something that's unimaginable. There's also this global economic uncertainty, especially with the marathon that's only within a few weeks, and we have to see who wins that marathon. And I think depending on that, it would be a wild turn for the markets. Wild turn. But be ready for it. Be ready. Do we believe that Bitcoin can hit 100K before year-end, Crimson? The market makers will manipulate it too much. I don't know about that. I don't know. Ooh, it seems a lot of you guys are bullish today. A lot of you guys are bullish. We're always going to be bullish.
You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome.
Dollar Jesus coin tar. Folded hands. Folded hands. Folded hands.
11-7 Productions. Well, thank you for the super, my friend. I will take care of your chart request at the end of the show, if that's all right with you, my friend. If that's all right with you, I will do your chart request. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Now, continuing on, because we have more Bitcoin news. Bitcoin news. Someone said it's time for the rise historically. That's why we're seeing crypto influencers again. Listen, man, I can't say anything about anybody else, but I've been here the whole time, and I started this show when Bitcoin was $15,000 to $16,000 back in November 22. Isn't that insane? Wow, it's been a hot minute since I started this show. I've almost been in this space for like a million years, like 5 years. Like, that's insane. Thank you, 11-7. Much love to you, my friend. More Bitcoin news as gold arrives on Bitcoin. Wait, what? Who? What? Well, here's the news. Bitcoin is often referred to as the digital gold, but now it will be possible to mint and trade physical gold on Bitcoin blockchain via ordinals. Swarm Markets, a RWA platform licensed by German regulator BaFin, is offering investment in gold bars on the Bitcoin network in partnership with Ordinals Bot. Gold will become the first RWA available on Trio, a marketplace developed by Ordinals Bot, which is set to launch by the end of the year. Now, Ordinals, if you guys haven't heard of Ordinals yet, it involves inscribing individual sats, satoshis, with data such as images or text, making them unique. So it's almost a Bitcoin version of NFTs, except that NFTs are not directly inscribed on the blockchain itself, like almost like carving a picture on a cave. And that's exactly what ordinals are, versus NFTs, which is almost like sticking a piece of paper on the wall. Does that make sense? Maybe it doesn't. I feel like it does to me. Swarm and Ordinals Bot services involves inscribing satoshis with unique gold kilobar serial numbers, in effect allowing them to be traded on the Ordinals protocol. So I think this is actually really interesting and something that maybe we should take note of as we are moving towards this digital age. And a lot of people may invest in gold via stock market or actually buying the physical gold, whatever it may be, or like, gold ETFs, whatever that is. But at the end of the day, people want something they actually could own, which is Bitcoin, which is crypto, which are ordinals. And it's proof that you bought something at a certain time, you own a certain amount, and you kind of go from there with the proof of authenticity. So I think this is pretty interesting, and I'm kind of for it. I'm kind of for it. Anything that kind of gives us an equivalent of the stock market in any way, shape, or form in a decentralized manner, I love. So shout out to that, and gold and Bitcoin finally merging together. And even more Bitcoin news, big gold news. As gold is making its way onto Bitcoin, it seems as though stacked Bitcoin and a gold ETF launches. Take a gander. An ETF that exposes investors to both Bitcoin and gold launched on Wednesday, which I don't know why a lot of people haven't heard about this. The fund, called STKD Bitcoin and Gold ETF, is geared toward cushioning against inflation and, quote, currency debasement in the future, according to a statement released by Quantity Funds. The asset management firm first proposed the ETF back in June. The ticker is BTGD and seeks to provide simultaneous exposure to gold and Bitcoin through the Bitcoin futures and ETFs, as well as gold futures and ETFs. The fund's offers retail investors a format so that every $1 invested in the ETF will provide 100% exposure to its Bitcoin and gold strategy. Quote, the Bitcoin strategy seeks to capture the price of Bitcoin. Oh, what goes on? What goes on? Thank you, Crimson. I'll come back to that in a second. Oh no, what did I do? Oh boy, sorry, I'm back. The Bitcoin strategy seeks to capture the price return of Bitcoin investing in Bitcoin futures and ETPs, while the gold strategy similarly seeks to capture the price return of gold via investments in gold futures and the gold ETPs. Which again, this to me is a whole lot of fluff. Why is it a lot of fluff? Because again, you're not actually getting direct exposure to anything here. You're buying an ETF that gives you exposure to Bitcoin and gold ETFs. What? This is the fluff that is all over the market. Where's the real exposure? How can you get actual exposure to gold and Bitcoin? Buying the actual assets. So you go get your gold from Costco, because they sell those gold coins now. They're selling out like hotcakes. And then you go to an exchange like Gemini. You purchase your $100 in crypto, you get your $15 in Bitcoin. And then you take that crypto, you withdraw into your Cake wallet, and then you take self-custody. And then if you ever want to sell it, you go back to Gemini and you do your exchange. And again, hold on, that's exposure. That's real. That's tangible. You. Right, Uncle Jimmy? Let's see. Oh, I don't know why this guy got cut from the chat. Straight chillaxin. Sorry about the bot taking you out there. Said GM Randy, think you're talking to me. Just want to remind LTC OGs like Randy that we were never wrong. Wait, what goes on? We listen, we are OGs with the Litecoins, and Litecoin is amazing. Uncle Jimmy responding to Crimson's super chat. Well, not a super chat, a little flag that lets us know that he's a Zesty fan member for 13 months. Wow. Aww. Crimson said, who here has played off the grid? You're the best. Well, you're the best, Crimson. And I haven't played off the grid yet. I thought it was only for PS5. Well, I've kind of been off the grid a little bit myself because of the hurricane and whatnot. I just got back online a few days ago. I'm still trying to catch up with life. But I very much want to play off the grid. And I want to pew-pew everywhere. So, send me a link. I don't know. I guess I got to look at it and download it. If I could get it on my PC, I got to find my controller, my Xbox controller, and I'll go off. I'll play it. I want to try it. I definitely want to try it. I love my shooters. I love shooters. Oh, Uncle Jimmy gave me a golly. Thank you. Guys, please smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Share it out with friends. We have 25 more likes till we hit 100. Also, my friends, I want to throw in a quick reminder that we have a goal of 7 more subs. Also, that I will be live today at 2 p.m. Eastern hosting with my girl, Meta Mona. We're going to be talking about the market makers. Make sure you guys set a reminder. Comment on this tweet. Let us know that you're going to be there and hang out with us at 2 p.m. Eastern. Now for what's happening and what I put on this darn thumbnail. What's going on with Ethereum? What is going on? Thank you for the roses. Vitalik, oh boy, this man is wild. This man is unhinged. I don't know about Vitalik. I get a little bit nervous about Vitalik once in a while with the things he says, the things he puts out there. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm over dramatic. However, he constantly wants to improve Ethereum. I mean, as he should, as a founder should. And he wants Ethereum to have 100,000 transactions per second TPS with rollups. Now, take a gander. Take a gander. According to a new blog post from the co-founder, Vitali, Ethereum will eventually be able to push through 100 transactions per second. And this blog post outlined what users can expect from, quote, the surge, which is the next chapter in the protocol's upgrade. He says that this 100,000 TPS goal will be achieved through Ethereum's rollup-centric roadmap, which combines layer 2 scaling solutions, advanced data availability sampling, and data compression techniques. Buterin wrote, the rollup-centric roadmap proposes a simple division of labor. The ETH layer 1 focuses on being a robust and decentralized base layer, while the L2s take on the task of helping the system scale. So this is the problem with Ethereum, and that people are upset with, is that why do we have a layer 1 if we need the layer 2s, although the layer 2s make sense? But at the same time, is that really going to help? If the base layer is not really able to scale that well, how can layer 2s really fix it if you need the layer 1 to be stable? I don't know. He says that an easy solution to all of it might be to increase the gas limit. However, it would increase centralization, as any increase would demand costly hardware, pushing out smaller nodes and leading to fewer, more centralized validators. That's the problem too with proof of stake. That's where proof of stake, the stake becomes overcooked. You don't want a well-done stake. That thing is like a brick at that point. What are you making the steak for if it's well done? I don't know. It's got to be at least medium or under. And that's what I feel like we had a nice medium rare steak with Ethereum. When it was proof of work, we were cooking, we were grilling, we knew the temperature. And then they switched it to proof of steak. And then all of a sudden the steak became well done. She was overcooked. And now people are complaining it's a lot more centralized. And again, it's not doing what people thought it was going to do. We still have high gas fees on Ethereum. We still have to rely on layer 2s. This thing is cooking too much. I don't know, friends. This is where I'm lost. This is where I'm lost. I worry about Ethereum, especially if you're trying to swap. And the gas fees are wild. Let's say we got Pepe pumping up a storm, and people are trying to swap ETH or whatever coin USDC into Pepe. What are you going to do? It's too expensive. The gas fees are too expensive. Dees, I thought you were rapping, popping my head. Shout out to Dan R. 10 member shipperies. Well, thank you, Dan R. Missed you, my friend. He's a member for 10 months, and he said he's back at it again. We missed you, Dan. We missed you. Aww. Welcome back. Guys, if you have a membership and you are boom shakalacking, like Dan wrote in the chat, then make sure you guys put an Emma emoji. We need an Emma emoji because Emma's sick. She doesn't feel good. Emma's not okay. So you got to make sure you give some love to Emma in the chat. She's very needy. Emma needs attention. So you guys got to give her some attention. As you guys are smashing the likes and supporting the channel. But this is what we have going on with Ethereum, as Ethereum, again, is slipping below the 2,600 mark right now. $2,599, down 0.44%. Bearish level to watch is the 2360. Bullish level is the 2650. And you guys know the deal. Man, where do I even go from here? Where do I even go from here? I think I could get, I'm going to get a little bit spicy. I think the spice is really going to kick in on this one. Rondell says, feel better, Emma. Well, thank you. Well, thank you. Guys, we have TD Bank, the bank today. The Canadian bank that absolutely botched its AML measures. This darn bank, along with JP Morgan, along with Bank of America, they're all, every single one of them,
hucksters, fraudsters,
You're welcome.
Scam.
You're welcome. Thank you. You're welcome.
Testing super chat.
successful test, Sir Gary. Well, thank you, sir.
Hucksters, fraudsters, scam artists, Ponzi schemes.
TD Bank we're wondering, as they are going to pay $3 billion in fines for AML measures that they tried to blame on crypto some way, as TD Bank has been in legal battles for years at this point, paying fines up the wazoo for years. They're like, oh, well, there was some unnamed group that was moving crypto and doing crypto stuff through the bank. That is absolute malarkey, my friends. And it's just a way to throw crypto in the press and make it look bad, when again, it's not even a crypto issue. One, has nothing to do with the technology, the revolution. There's going to be bad actors everywhere. But you know where the real bad actors are? The banks. Because you know how much money is laundered every year? Let's get the recent stats. How much money is laundered? I'm going to pull up facts. I'm not going to speak out my wazoo. How much money is laundered every year? $800 billion to $2 trillion, 2 to 5% of the global GDP. There you go. There you go. So where in the world are the people responsible for this? And where in the world are the people that are supposed to prosecute them? As we know, Jamie Dimon is connected with, the worst people in humanity, harming children and women. Jamie Dimon doesn't get arrested. No one gets arrested. No one's in jail. But then we got TD Bank that has executives presiding over rampant money laundering. Apparently, no one's going to jail as of this moment. Right, Eagle. Thank you. Thank you, Ronell. What in the world is going on here? Because we know that there were similar charges with CZ Binance and the exchange itself, Binance, and they paid a $4 billion fine. And CZ went to jail. It was a short sentence, but he still went to jail. Are any executives from TD Bank going to jail? The answer is going to be no. And this is something that's absolutely blasphemous to me. Where's the responsibility? Oh, wait, there is none because they're coinciding with these evil people from the government, and that's why they get away from everything. They just get to do whatever they want. So no one from the banks ever goes to jail because they're in charge of the system. Why are you going to throw people in jail when they're the ones that are paying people? They're the ones facilitating maybe some insider trading that people are doing in the gov, Nancy P. On Thursday, Attorney General Merrick Garland announced that TD Bank would become the largest bank to plead guilty to charges related to money laundering, and it would pay a landmark $3 billion in penalties spread across financial regulators. The amount of the fine was extraordinary, but in another respect, the TD case was like every other bank enforcement case. None of the executives responsible are going to jail. This trend of bank executives being allowed to skate on criminal charges goes back decades, with perhaps the most famous example being the crisis of 2008, when the Fed sent a single mid-level Credit Suisse executive to jail. While more charges could be forthcoming, the outcome still stands in stark contrast to the Binance case where they paid $4 billion, CZ went to jail, and we see here that Vanderbilt law professor told Fortune, quote, "It has been noted by commentators that bank executives have largely avoided jail time following the financial crisis, even where the bank faced significant criminal liability. As such, it should not be too surprising that TD Bank's executives will escape personal criminal liability, notwithstanding the astonishing scale of rule-breaking seen at the bank." But the DOJ spokesperson said they're continuing aggressively. That's literally like how Gary Gensler, which blows my mind that CNBC did not upload this part of the interview online, that Gary Gensler, when asked about insider trading and if he would prosecute people, he's like, well, if something ever crossed my desk, then maybe. They just let people go because they're all corrupt and part of the system. The only way people up there in the 1% get to get their money, get to keep their money, make their money, is if they work hand in hand and be bestie boos with the banks. Apparently, there may be prosecutions, though no one knows about it. No one knows about it. And they say, too, that, because Binance was not a regulated financial institution that it doesn't count. Like, this is the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Here was a quote. Binance was never a regulated U.S. financial institution subsidized by a public purse. TD Bank had to work intentionally and concertedly to break a slew of regulations. So that is the point. This is a regulated institution, one that's supposed to be overlooked by the DOJ, by all of these three-letter agencies that are supposed to protect the American people. However, nobody goes to jail. It's always tied to criminals. It's always tied to the executives, and it's always tied to the people in government, period. This is amazing to me. Amazing. That none of these people ever go to jail. None. So Binance, that again wasn't a regulated institution, thrown under the bus completely, and paid more than what TD Bank is going to pay for egregious AML violations, allowing trafficking of drugs, all these crazy things. Nothing happens. They just get to skate away. Bye. Go on your little roller skates. Go on the rink. Oh God, please stop it. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Corruption. I hope you understand what that is. That's corruption. Moving on, because I cannot talk about these banks anymore. They annoy me. And they are completely devastating to even look at because of how responsible they are for evil activity. And when I say evil, it's evil. We have other people that are evil, like Gary Gensler, that backed SBF and FTX. And of course, the executives, they were all hands in hands. Apparently, some of them lived together and intertwined with one another. And if you know what I mean by intertwined, you know what I mean by intertwined. We have children in the chat. Nishad Singh, which is one of the FTX executives, he was in engineering. He was an engineering director over there at FTX. His lawyers are asking the judge to spare him of prison because he's an uncommonly selfless individual. Hold up. This man that engineered FTX is an uncommonly selfless person? Does he understand what selfless means? Or does he mean selfish? Because we obviously know that FTX was a complete and utter fraud. And don't forget about how they were hacked, and then the hack was due to the fact that they did not protect their private keys. So how well did this man engineer FTX? Or what exactly does that mean, the engineering side of things? It is so absolutely ridiculous. Apparently, here's the story. He's going to be sentenced on October 30th. Lawyers representing FTX Director of Engineering Nishad Singh have asked a federal judge to spare him prison in a sentencing submission document filed with the Southern District of New York on October 16th. The following describes Singh as a, quote, uncommonly selfless individual and includes more than 100 letters from family, friends, and former colleagues. Little quotation here from his lawyers. His role was far more limited than any other defendant. He does not minimize his conduct. He pled guilty to serious crimes at the outset of this case and will regret his actions for the rest of his life. But his sentence should recognize that Nishad did not join the conspiracy at the heart of the case. The theft of FTX customer funds until September 2022 was 2 months before the collapse of FTX. The document also noted that following the announcement that it would declare bankruptcy, Singh flew to New York and cooperated with authorities. The document states, quote, the evidence Nishad provided in those early meetings was critical to helping the government bring both SBF and Ryan Slamlam to justice. He pled guilty to 6 criminal charges in February of 2023. He testified against SBF during his trial back in October of last year. He will be sentenced on October 30th, and also Gary Wang, which was also the chief technology officer, the CTO, will be sentenced on November 20th. We already know that Caroline Ellison already got 2 years in prison Ryan got 7.5 years in prison and SBF got 25, although he is trying to appeal it. And we're going to see how that goes and if that happens before the marathon, because it would be a political scheme if it was SBF being freed before the marathon. Because if perhaps Donnie T wins the marathon, my friends, that SBF's not going nowhere. He's staying in that prison for 25 years. So this is a big issue, absolutely big issue. And so we know there were backdoors at FTX. We know that there were people like Nishad Singh that were responsible for it, and they knew what was going on. So for him to try to evade the whole prison thing and be like, I'm just a selfless individual, come on, bro. You had time to be selfless. If you knew what selflessness it really meant, you would have stopped things when you saw they were shady at FTX, went to the authorities then, and then would have closed down the exchange to begin with. But no, you stayed there till the end, and then you decided to be a little wuss and fly out to New York and be like, authorities, I'll help you. Huckster.
Hucksters, fraudsters, scam artists, Ponzi schemes.
If this man does not get any prison time, that's political. Caroline Ellison getting only 2 years in prison, that's political. Ryan getting 7.5 years, I think the gov didn't like Ryan. And that's the only reason why he got that much. I think they didn't like Ryan. Especially because his girl was running for a office, a government official office. So that's why. They didn't like her. They didn't like him. So that's why he got the 7.5 years. When people realize corruption is such a real thing, oh my gosh, the whole world is going to explode. The whole world is going to explode. This was all political madness. What happened to all the ETH that went out the FTX back door that Friday night? They got busted. Listen, John Legend, I would like to ask the same thing. Where's the money? They'll never tell you where the money went. They said that, FTX got hacked and it was some insider people. And then they said that it was some North Korean or Russian. So, hello? They make things up. And it was intentional. The hack of FTX, that was intentional. They knew they were going to do that. They knew FTX was going down the toilet. So what did they do? They were like, Hail Mary, let's take the funds and run away with it, and you'll never hear anything about it again until somebody posts some on-chain analytics about it. And even then, what's going to happen? Absolutely nothing. No one still to this day was held responsible for the FTX hack. Not one person. That was an inside job. Totally. They changed the story multiple times. And there's a reason for that. My coffee's hitting this morning. Coffee's so good today. Man, please smash the like, subscribe to the channel, share it out with friends, because I've been yelling for a while. I'm yelling. Listen, I'm letting you know that I get loud, I get rowdy on this show. I know there are people that just started watching the show. I get rowdy. I get crazy. I go a little bit bananas. But you know what? It's darn appropriate. Someone needs to put energy in this. Francisco said, Miss Teen, I made it. Nice to see ya. He said, did I miss the yelling? Almost, my friends. Almost. Because the motherland, Italia, is messing up. Honestly, man, I cannot believe what Italy has turned into. Man, I love Italy. Like, I like the food. I want to go to Italy one day and get some real pasta, some good olive oil. However, I'm a little bit shook at how awful the leadership is. You look back at 2020, how much they suppressed people in Italy, even now. And now, hold up. They're coming after crypto. Why? Because we know that these govs are absolutely horrified of Bitcoin, as Italy is also a part of multiple CBDC projects. If you think for 1 second that all of these govs don't collaborate, you are just ignoring the facts and the truth that has been displayed on this channel multiple times. Multiple. Italy, Australia, all over Europe for that matter, even America. They're all working together. All of them on CBDCs. They all have a common goal, which is a one world currency. It's biblical, my friends. It's biblical. And we are not going to let that happen because we know what happens when the one world currency comes in. It's the end. We will not allow the end because this is just the beginning. This is why Bitcoin's here, to stop this, to give us a way to opt out of this tyrannic system. Is a tyrannic a word? I think it is. I don't know. I'm just annoyed. And now Italy, again, messing up majorly besides all the CBDC projects, which again leads you to a one world currency, which is a social credit score, and making sure that you own nothing, and they'll make you feel happy about that, which you'll be miserable. Italy's raising capital gains tax on crypto from 26% to 42%. What in the world are they doing over there in Italy? Who thinks of this insanity? This is robbery, my friends. Why is there capital gains tax on currency? Explain that to me. It's because they want to identify crypto as property so that they could tax it, they could seize it. My friends, they cannot seize your Bitcoin unless you give them the private keys, which you're not going to do. Italy's Deputy Finance Minister Maurizio Leo said the government will raise taxes on capital gains on cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin to 42% from 26%. And the Italian cabinet made the decision because, quote, the phenomenon is spreading. He told you. He told you. That's the problem. The phenomenon is spreading. They know that Bitcoin adoption is spiking. They know that people want to opt out of the absolute tyrannic system that they run and something that devalues you and opt into something that you're able to hold your value with. And they want you to not invest in crypto just because of this capital gains tax. My friends, what I would like to tell you is that all of this, everything that they're doing is an utter delusion, okay? There's nothing that they can do to shut off Bitcoin. There's nothing that they can do to take your Bitcoin away from you if you store it correctly. It is yours. It is yours. And so they don't want this phenomenon to spread because it's something that they simply cannot control. That is the only reason they can't control it, and they want a piece of your money, as they always do. And that is, it's like almost the same thing with Apple, with NFTs. Why didn't they want NFTs to be sold on apps within the App Store? Because they don't get a cut of the sales. They don't get a cut of the gas fees. That is why. They want their cut. They want their 30% Apple. Same thing for this. They want their cut. They want your money. They don't want you to make money and build wealth. They want the wealth to stay within that 1%. They want the haves and the have-nots. It's more apparent now than ever. And Italy is letting you know right now that they do not care about you. They don't want you to make money, and they want to take everything you make away from you. 42%? That is robbery. That is greed. That should be illegal. None of these govs have jurisdiction over your Bitcoin. None of them have power to stop the network and stop you. Oh, but they're here to help the consumers. They're never here to help you. And when the government says that they're here to help, you run for the hills. We're gonna go back to the United States here because I can't talk about Italy anymore. I really like Italy is so disappointing to me right now. Mad disappointing. Let's talk about Let's talk about XRP, my friends. Let's talk about XRP. Dan R says, preach. They don't want to pass the wealth. They want to keep the wealth. Absolutely. Absolutely. Tyrants indeed, John. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's criminal. Absolutely criminal. I need more coffee. I have so much to do today. So much to do today. But you know what? I just got to get it all done. And I can't, I'm going to be all tired after the show. I'm going to be like, oh, I screamed and yelled so much. But then I'm going to pick myself back up and be like, yeah, let's get to work. XRP news. XRP news. A lot of people are wondering what's going on with the Ripple's XRPs. Well, apparently there was supposed to be a appeal that was supposed to be filed. There was a notice of appeal, right? So Eleanor has been posting this. Shout out to Eleanor. Love this girl. Eleanor was tweeting about the XRP Ripple case. Now, the final ruling was that the institutional sales of XRP were securities. However, the programmatic sales, which means you and I going to an exchange, was not a security. And Ripple ended up paying $125 million in fines to settle the case, make it done. Goodbye. Apparently, the SEC was like, man, let's just mess around and find out and file an appeal. Well, some believe the deadline was yesterday, and it's hard for me to believe that they would just let it slide here. But the latest updates are being posted. So some people were spreading rumors that the notice of appeal was not docketed until the 4th, which means that the real deadline is tomorrow. But it seems as though this was maybe incorrect, as before she went to sleep last night, she said entry number 1, the notice of civil appeal has the date of 10/3 and entered the date of 10/4. So could the SEC argue it had leeway to file by the 18th? So she's like, all right, we're going to get some comments. Well, an hour ago, she tweeted that she heard back from the SEC themselves today, and according to an SEC spokesperson regarding XRP, that the appeal is proceeding normally and the documents will be publicly filed soon. Brad Garlinghouse even made a comment here, saying proceeding normally for an agency that makes up their own rules as they go. Which, you know what, Brad?
Oh, yeah.
I'll give this one to you, Sir Brad. I'll give it to you. The SEC gets to do whatever they want. And if the filing was yesterday, if they were supposed to do it yesterday, and they did it, and they're just going to put things out whenever they want, it shows, again, corruption. It shows how far we have gone astray from the checks, the balances. Don't even use a good word. It's an experiment for how they could just mess around, do whatever they want, and push our buttons. That's the whole point of this whole government thing, guys. How far can they push our buttons, and how much can they suppress us and mess around before we finally push back and say, hey, we're done with this? And right now, we have people like John Deaton that have been fighting on behalf of the Ripple case, was the only reason why this has come out and had somewhat of a win. And even the XRP that was donated millions of dollars or something to that degree for Kamama, which the SEC seems to like her, none of that would have happened if it wasn't for the win. So we need clarity. We need checks and balances in this country. And it seems as though we're lacking on that 5,000%. So if their deadline was yesterday and they don't file things publicly, isn't that not transparent? Isn't that corrupt? Because who holds them accountable? Who holds them accountable? Nobody. Who holds the people accountable that are supposed to hold themselves accountable or hold others accountable? If they're at the top, who's going to take them out? Why hasn't Gary Gensler been fired yet? Just goes to show how far they could push us. That they could just say that something has to be filed by a certain date and just not do it. Same thing for the Bitcoin ETF. There were supposed to be announcements. They didn't announce it, but then there was a fake announcement. The SEC Twitter got hacked. Let's go back to the SEC Twitter thing. Who hacked the SEC Twitter? Was it really a hack in the first place? Was anyone ever investigated? They said there was an investigation. Was anyone ever held accountable? No. No. Do you really believe that the SEC did not have 2FA on their X? Oh, come on.
Oh my God. Bruh.
Missing deadlines, lying about things, publicly filing soon. Come on, man. This is a joke. This is why America looks so bad. It's because of things like this, because the government cannot handle doing their own job. Doge, Department of Government Efficiency Commission. Get it in here. Elon, step this up, bro. Step it up. Step it up. Audit the federal government. I'm over every single one of them. I'm over it. Shout out to my Piper Academy. Frat Mom is here for you. Army Piper, OC, Tradefly. Much love to y'all three. Smash the like, subscribe, share this video with someone you think might like it too. All right, guys, we have... Did we get any subscribers today? Oh, darn, we did. Oh, shoot. Guys, we have one more. I know you guys are going to listen to Piano Matty B.
Why don't you like and subscribe and share this video?
Guys, one more subscriber. I know. I see you on TikTok. I see you, YouTube, X, Facebook, wherever I'm streaming right now, a million darn platforms. I see you. And I know. I see you, and you hear me.